Hi, how you doing? My name is Dale Hughes. I'm a senior group leader in Utility Warehouse, and I want to explain to you how the money works in Utility Warehouse. If you don't understand how the money works, you might not treat this opportunity properly. But if I make sure you understand how the money works, it'll probably make a dramatic difference to how you treat this opportunity. The whole point in Utility Warehouse is to set yourself free financially, all right? Now, I'm going to explain the team building side first. This is very important. So if you join as a partner and you can find 5 switched on people, then what our job is to try and help and support those 5 people that we recruit into our business to show them that if they bring other Sams, switched on, ambitious, motivated people, if they bring them into their business, then what they can do is they can actually start building quite a large network across either the globe. And Utility Warehouse currently only operates in the UK, so you can actually build quite a big network all across the UK, and you get paid on all of it. So here's how it works. 5 partners. My job is to get 5 people and help them find 5 as well. So 5 partners becomes 25. Now, please bear with me in this. This is important. You need to understand this. I'm a product of what this has changed my life. Love a Tesla sitting out there. Don't really do a lot of working anymore. You know, the royalty income set you free. So I found 5 people and I helped those 5 find 25. And then I taught those 25 to find 5. So another 5 on the 25 means we've got 125 partners in the network. We then have 125 partners. If they all go and get 5 partners, that becomes 625 partners in the network. Now that might take 3 years to do. So in 3 years, we've managed to get 780 partners in the network. Okay, now 3 years to retire yourself. You think about this, a lot of people do a uni degree, it's 4 years, and you don't get to retire after that. All it's got is a certificate that opens the door to a job where you need to work another 40 years. So this is a really good way of setting yourself free. Now here's a stat about Utility Warehouse, and it's an important one. The average distributor in Utility Warehouse, so one distributor on average goes on to gather 10 customers. I was stunned when I heard that, but that's because this is a business where loads of people are doing just a little bit because they're normally working a Utility Warehouse business round a full-time job, or they've got a part-time job and they've got family. So it's not about people joining and doing 20 sign-ups a month, or doing loads of work. It's about lots of people joining, but everyone's doing a wee bit. It's the John Paul Getty principle. If you don't know that and you Google it, John Paul Getty, one of the world's richest men ever, he basically says, look, you'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own effort. Because both routes leads to 100%, but in his route, he's not doing any work, but he's still getting the money because he's getting a wee bit from everybody else. That's how rich people in the world operate. So if we go with that stat, 5 partners goes on to gather 10 customers each. So if I get 5 partners, that means there should be 50 customers. 25 partners, by the time it goes to 25, we've now got 250 customers. By the time the network grows to 125, we've now got 1,250 customers. And by the time the network grows to 625, we've got 6,250 customers. So if over, say, 3 years of part-time effort, maybe working 5 to 7 to 10 hours a week, part-time effort, you build yourself a network that is 780 partners at a 10-to-1 ratio, means you now have 7,800 customers in that network. Now, Utility Warehouse, the Kyle Sods at head office, are able to pay us on every single customer that grows into our network. That's why we build a pipeline, we build a downline of partners spread all over the UK, because we get an ongoing residual royalty income from every customer in that network. Now, it's an average of 30 pence per customer. And you get that month after month, year after year, forever. So if you work in this business part-time around your full-time job's giving you money so you can live, and your part-time business is building up that well so you can retire 20 years, 30 years earlier. 7,800 times 30 pence
means in 3 years you've found yourself an income of, I've got notes on the boards here, £2,340 per month. Now, think about that. That's not just for 1 month, that's month after month, year after year, on top of your current income. Quickly put it to you, if you were getting £2,340 every month from your utility warehouse business, would you still work full time? Or would you maybe go part time? Trade, get some of your life back. Stop giving it away for an employer. Stop trying to working to make somebody else rich. You don't need to now because you built an asset that's giving you nearly £2,500 a month. There's people that go into property and they buy property and then they rent it out because the mortgage is here, the rent's here, and the wee bit of the difference is their profit. You might need to run 7 or 8 properties to get £2,500 a month of residual income from that property portfolio. Here's how you can do it by investing. By investing 10 quid, because become a utility house partner, fully £10. You didn't have to go and buy houses and do all that nonsense. Right. So that's how you get paid if you build a team, right? Now what I want to do is I want to share my journey, okay? Because nobody taught me that when I started. And here's what happened to me, because nobody was educating me on how to build well. I started Utility Warehouse in March 2009. I paid £199.75 to become an independent distributor for Utility Warehouse. That was the joining fee back in 2009, so much cheaper today, but that's what I paid. So I joined in 2009. By June 2018, here's what I got myself to. I got myself to 300 personal customers. I had a team of about 15 partners. And my group customer numbers was 400. So if you look at it, 75% of my entire organisation was me. Because I was the one doing all the work. Nobody taught me about the John Paul Getty principle of, I'll have 1% of 100 people efforts rather than 100% of my own. I was out, I had a job, and that job was, I was hounding folk to swap their services to Utility Warehouse. Now, I do have a sales background, so to me it felt okay, but most people in network marketing, most people in Utility Warehouse, there's 70,000 partners, and less than 1% of them are probably from a sales background, so this isn't for salespeople, this is for people who, like to help others. But there's my stats, 9 years, 300 personal, 15 400 group. Right. In 2018, I had a bit of an epiphany. I'd started embracing personal development. I started reading books about money and wealth. I was frustrated working full time in the car industry. I was getting tired of it all, and this wasn't working because I wasn't attracting people to join my organisation. And why was I not attracting people? I wasn't attracting people to join my team for one simple reason. When people looked at me, I looked like a utility salesperson. So because I looked like a utility salesperson, when I would try and say, "Oh, join my team," they'd feel like, "Oh no, we're all right. We don't want to be a gas electricity salesman." Because I looked like a salesperson, so they were thinking, "Oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do so. Just join it." But after we did some personal development, here's my stats over the last 5 years. So since June 2018, so today it's August 2023. Today I have got exactly 350 personal. So in 5 years, I'm only been up 50 personal customers. But remember, to set yourself free financially, that's not about going and gathering personal customers. That's about team building. Because when you build the team, you get one, you know, you're getting the efforts of the team's efforts, and that sets you free. So 2023, 350 personal. As of today, I checked just about an hour ago, there's now 1,266 partners in my organisation. And here's the magic. And this isn't me, this is just how it works if you do it right. This is not because I'm special. It took me a while to realise it. I was 400 group in 2018. Today, I'm 6,500 group. So I was 75% of my business when I led with the customer first. But the minute I flipped it around, stopped going out and speaking to people about, do you want to save money in your bills? And I started speaking to people, would you like to make extra money in your spare time? Once I changed what I was saying, my business changed. Because what is that? So I'm about 5% of my business now. That's what this industry is all about. Not about you taking on another job when you're already tired from the job you've got, you're already tired trying to bring up your children, you're already knackered from all the grief you're getting at your normal place of work, and then you look at your utility warehouse business and it just is more hassle because it's all you doing the work, and that's why so many people join utility warehouse and leave. But if you're showing that rather than going out and chasing customers, you start being a SAM. SAM stands for smart, ambitious, and motivated. And you start looking at this as an entrepreneurial adventure rather than a sales role. The stats are totally different. Because as I say, now that when I lead my conversation with the opportunity, I've taught my team to do the same. Because you tend to copy the person that introduced you. You know, if the person that introduced you gathered you as a customer, didn't really mention the opportunity to you, and then you kind of fell across the opportunity yourself, then there's no wonder you think that the way to do this is to go out speaking to people about gas and electricity, because that's what happened to you. But if you're brought into this business because somebody said to you, do you want to make money in your spare time? And you said, yeah. Then that was you being taught how to do this right, because the person, and that's all I've done is through my team, I've taught them to do this through the levels. Now, back on this 30 pence, just to kind of clear that up as well, you know, the more services a customer takes, then the more we're getting. So if you're building a network and you've trained your team to gather bundled customers, then there's probably 3, maybe 4 services on the average order. Well, that could mean that could be 40 pence per customer, possibly 50 pence per customer. I mean, if it's 40 pence a customer, then instead of 2,340, you're now on 3,120 per month. If you're averaging 50 pence a customer, you're on just under £4,000 a month. And remember, this money here, this is royalty. This is not go and do the hard work and then get it. This is, you get that every month because you're getting paid from the work you did previously, from the years before when you recruited those people and taught them how to build the business right. And because of the work you did in the years previous, it sets you free financially moving forwards. So, chasing customers is a job, it's not leadership. Building a team is entrepreneurship, is leadership, it's setting you free under the John Paul Getty principles. So, hopefully that makes sense to you, because this is really important. So, Steve Critchley, who's coming up, he's coming to Glasgow. He's Utility Warehouse's biggest earner. All he's done is he started back in, when did the company form? Back in the 80s, whatever it was. He started in the 80s, and all he's done is that's just duplicated even more for him because he's been here over 20 years. So Steve Critchley has now got just under, I think he's just, by the end of the year, he's going to have group customers 500,000. You know, personally, Steve Critchley has got 25 customers. 25. But because when he started the business, focused on helping people join to make money, help people join to make money. You look to make some extra cash, great, let's get you started. Or you look to make some extra capital, brilliant. Would you be open-minded to building wealth? Would you be open-minded to building loyal income? Are you frustrated with your job? Let me show you this business opportunity. Because he's always built his business like that, although he's got hardly any customers, he's got 500,000. So even if he's on 20p a customer, you can do the numbers. It's a lot of money that he's getting every month because he built his business properly. So that's the first thing I wanted to just clear with you. And then the second thing is I want to show you the difference in your cash flow between partners and customers, right? Because again, nobody showed me this, and that's why I'm money motivated. So for me, sales background, so for me, it's all about where's the best way to make money. So I just saw the income and customer gathering and just followed that. But here's the funny thing here's what happened if you lead your conversations with a customer. So customer. So yeah, some days you want to save money, your bills, whatever you do it social media, you phone them, you text them, you don't care how you do it, you get speaking to somebody, but you're now talking about gas, electricity, phone, broadband and mobile, okay? And I guess I say this is what I did, remember, I started and I went out talking about customers, because nobody told me the difference. You do the customer, blah, 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 you get going, eventually you're signed up. So you get signed up, so customer earns you, let's call it £250. So you get £250 sign up for signing them up, and if they're a homeowner, you've maybe got yourself 3 holiday points. Maybe 3 or 4, could be 4 if you take like 4 services or an extra SIM card or something like that. So you made £250, brilliant. Cash flow, we got some holiday points, brilliant. But that's it. It stops. It's because now you're not going to see any royalty income on a customer for, I think it's 6 years. And even when you do see it, it's between £3 and £5 per month. And that's it. You're only really getting one bite at the cherry. Okay, going down the customer route. Now, how does it work if we go down the partner route? Again, I call the team sack the boss for a reason. Because for me, I want people to have that mentality, all right, I've joined this to sack the boss, to get out of working, to get out of the rat race, so that I can spend more time with my family, be in control of my day. If I want to go up and do some work, I can. If I want to go up and not go to work for the day, I don't need to. Because nobody's in control of my life except me. And that's why I call the team sack the boss. So when you leave with the partner opportunity, here's the difference in your cash flow as well. So first of all, we go out, we sign up the partner, right? So we've got a partner instead of a customer. So get them signed up as a partner. Now what we're now going to do, so that gets us 1 holiday point if they do their sharing within 7 days. So I've got a holiday point. But you're maybe thinking, hey, I've got a partner, but I didn't make any money. Well, not yet. But the first thing you do with that partner is you do a fast start plan. Fast start plan. On that fast start plan, we need to show them how to present Utility Warehouse. So the first thing we're going to do is show them how to present Utility Warehouse, and we're going to use their own account as an example. So let's call this partner John. I always like to call it John. So John joins as a partner. The next day, John, let's log on to Zoom, or I go out to his house, John, let me show you how we do customer sign-ups, but we use his house as an example. If John wants to promote Utility Warehouse, he also kind of needs to be a product of the product. You can't go out recommending Utility Warehouse to your network if you're not even using it. Now, John cannot sign himself up as a customer. For him to be a customer and also get the savings on his house, the person who recruited him signs him up. So I've recruited a partner, got a point, I do a fast start plan, and then we get John as a customer as well. So I sign up to customer, boom. There's my cash flow. Now, all I've done is I've done it at stage 3 rather than stage 1. So I've still got the cash flow.
I get 3 or 4 holiday points.
Same as when I was doing the customers. But you notice once I'd done that, it stopped. Whereas because it's partner first, still got with a customer, my job is now is to mentor and support him on his first 10 appointments. And I get matching customer gathering bonus on every one of those appointments. So now what I'm doing is I'm helping John on the appointments. We're either doing it face to face, or we're doing it over the phone, or we're doing it in a WhatsApp call, or we're doing it in Zoom. But every appointment, I'm there with him. So when he signs up a customer and he gets £300, I'm getting half. He gets the full 3, but whatever the amount was, 50% of it Utility Warehouse will also pay me. Not from his 300, he gets all of that. The Utility Warehouse will pay me half of whatever he's getting because I helped train him, support him, and made sure that he was making money. Because if he goes out and does 10 appointments on his own, he's not going to convert 10 appointments because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just started. But if he's got a support partner on the call, 10 appointments, we know we can get £300 a sign up. Let's say we only get an average of £100. So he's getting £200 on every sign up he does, and I'm only getting 100. But there's 10 appointments, so there's more cash flow. So I now get 10 times £100 for every appointment I helped him with. Here's £1,000 cash. So now straight away vote for your seeing God. If the got was a customer first, the max I was getting is 250. Was going partner first. I still got the 250. There's an extra grand by supporting them, and that doesn't finish because I'm also getting matching holiday points on every support appointment. So let's say we averaged 2 holiday points per sign up. So we've got 2 points times 10. So there's another 20 holiday points. That route I was hitting 3-4 max. I'm already 23, I'm already 24 points with one person, but because rather than chasing them as a customer, I chased them as a partner. And we're not finished on this because now, see when John gets his first wage check and he's got £3,000 in the bank on his first pay, what's he going to do? He's motivated off his now because now he's like, bloody hell. I mean, £3,000 working maybe 15 hours. I work 160 hours a month, and I don't even clear 2.5 in his normal job. So what I've done is I've now enlightened John to the fact that there's loads of money on the table, and I've taught him the right way. Because what's John going to do when now he went? Because at the end of this, once we've done the 10 supported, we want to basically set him free. To be an independent partner so that he can now start doing his own team building, to build his own organisation. But when John recruits, now that John's seen the difference, John's going to copy me. He's probably not going to go chasing customers because that's not what I did to him. But he will focus on the partner opportunity because that's what he saw, because that's how I did it with him. So John will just duplicate my process. He'll be like, oh, right, so we'll go after partners first because you get the customer anyway through the back door. That's the way I would say you call it. You get the customer sign up anyway through the back door. But now you've got 10 additional appointments to earn cash flow on, and you're building an independent partner who's now going to go on and build their own royalty income. And the key thing is we, as the person who recruited John, we're getting the group income from all of the partners John goes on to introduce. So once we set him free after these first 45 days, he might go on and build a business over the next 3 years that's got, maybe say it's got 10,000 group customers in it. You know, because business is booming. So say he builds 10,000 group, well, the great news is I'm getting times 30p. So, what's that? £3,000. It's hot in here, and I've just trying to use a calculator because I don't want to get it all times 0.3. Yeah, £3,000. So think about it. So look, I'm now getting £3,000 a month from the business that John built. Because when I met John, rather than just signing up as a customer and then stopping, which a lot of people are doing, I chased John and said, John, let me show you how you can set yourself free financially. And I got him as a partner first. Then I got him as a customer anyway. Then I could pay him to train him. And then I set him free and I supported him when I was always there in the background. And I educated him on the fact that, John, if you build a team and you train it right, that team will grow organically. It'll grow whether you're there. It'll grow whether you're not. It'll grow whether you're living in Spain. It'll grow whether you're living in Bahrain. It doesn't matter. And the last thing here, because I know I've scribbled a lot down, but hopefully I've kept track of it. Steve Critchley is my mentor, and he always says, Dale, you need to remember, customers die, customers leave, customers move house. So if all you're doing is chasing customers, yeah, you might get some cash flow when you do it, but if 10 years down the line, if all you've done is gather customers, how's your business going to look? Because you're the only person doing any work. So when you take 2 years off, or you fall out of love with your business and then you fall back in love, 10 years down the line, how is your business going to look? Whereas if from day one you bring on partners, who bring on partners, who bring on partners, who bring on partners, your business is going to be massive, whether you were there or whether you weren't. And, Steve's an example. So, there is my number, 6,500 group. My customers bank is all average of 4 services. So 6.5 times 0.4, 2006, which is, it was actually $3,000 a month. You get extra stuff, leadership development bonuses. There's lots. We could pay them 18 different ways, but purely just for royalty. I mean, my own royalty in 6,500 group is just short of $3,000. So even if I do nothing, it's going up every month. Because as the team continues to grow, because they've all been trained to lead with the partner opportunity first, don't just chase customers, then it continues to grow, which means the group numbers continue to grow, which means the royalty continues to grow. And that's the key difference, and I really hope that you understand that, because the really annoying thing is nobody showed me that at the start, which is why after 9 years I had 300 customers, but only 15 team. Because I was hardly offering the opportunity, and when I did offer it, folk were like, oh, no, you're not right, I don't want to be a gas electricity salesman. And that's why I was the majority of my business. But when I flipped it, it's in 9 years to get to 400 group, but it only took me 5 years to go from 400 to 6,500. Just by changing what's coming out of my mouth, changing what I was posting on social media, changing the way I acted. Because your prospects watch you. And if all you're doing is talking about services and utilities, then all they think of you is, oh, that's the person to speak to if I ever want to save money on my bills. But if you're sharing things like, the incentives that you're qualifying for, if you're sharing the wins of team members underneath you that are getting promoted, that's called attraction marketing. So what eventually happens is you attract people to inquire to you, because when something happens in their life and they need more cash, they remember that, Dale's always going on about making extra cash. If you need some more money, get in touch. So then when they need some more money, they reach out to you. But they reach out to you, but you get to start them on this trajectory rather than that trajectory. Because as I say, that one stops after the customer sign up. This one is points here, points in cash, major cash. So I hope that helps, because like I say, nobody told me, and I don't want anyone coming up to me and saying, Dale, you never told me that if you just focus on team building, within 2-3 years, you never need to work ever again. Well, I've told you, and I really hope you take that on board. I hope this helps, and I really, really hope you